course, Ali is in our main event. Still to come. Next up, a chance to see a U.S. Olympic medalist, Andre Dirrell, looking to take a step forward in his pro career. He will face Walter Coles. There's Andre Dirrell, 21 years old, proudly comes from Flint, Michigan, 6'2", checked in at $170. Of course, he's best known for his work this past summer in Athens. Dirrell, one of only 2 American boxers to medal at the Olympics. He was 1 win away from the gold medal bout, was leading on the scorecard, but he fell behind and eventually lost to that fight to Gennady Golovkin of Kazakhstan. And as for Andre Dirrell's pro debut, he started off 2 weeks ago against Carlos Jones in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Dirrell was able to score a 3rd round knockdown with the left hook. Then he came on heavy in the 4th round with more power shots. Dirrell earned a 4th round TKO. Now he is hungry for another one.
It ain't time for no games, and I got to make a name for myself, and I got to make a statement, and that's what I'm going to do tonight.
There is Dirrell with his grandfather and manager, Leon Bumper Lawson. Very close relationship they have. Tonight he faces Walter Coles. Coles is from Virginia. He's 6'1", 170 pounds. Lost his first 2 pro fights before bouncing back in September.
We've been over all the rules in the dressing room. Stick to them. Protect yourselves at all times and obey my command. Touch gloves, go to your corner, and come out fighting.
The authoritative George Chip is your referee for this scheduled 4-rounder.
Don't go to the refrigerator.
No, Teddy, I would suggest the same, considering that Andre Dirrell is a beast of an amateur, now starting his pro career, and Walter Coles picked up the sport just over a year ago.
Timekeeper.
Coles has already been knocked out 1 time in his very short career.
Opens up with a left hand. Does the natural lefty, who's fighting southpaw right now, but Teddy, as you know, being over in Athens, Dirrell will switch hit a lot.
Yeah, he's like a basketball player, could go and feel as comfortable going to his left as his right. Likes to switch from the unorthodox southpaw position to the orthodox as he is now as a right-hand boxer. Switches quite frequently, but usually smart enough not to switch right in front of his opponent where he could get caught in the middle of the switch. He does it so quickly that it's seamless. He's got quick hands, Dirrell. He's a good offensive fighter, but he can be a little reckless, pull straight back, depends on his ability and his reflexes, sometimes more than technique. And that can get you hit, just as Roy Jones Jr. He always depended on pure ability, breaking the rules, pulling back straight, dropping his hands. And for the most part, he got away with it. But when you don't respect technique, sooner or later, somebody will put one on you.
Interesting you say that, Teddy, because last night Andre Ward, the gold medalist from the Olympic team, was in action, came up with his 2nd win, but he was staggered and hurt in the 1st round.
When you depend on reflexes and pure ability to some degree, Andre Dirrell depends on that. You can see the pure speed right there. That's not taught, that's born.
And now he's smothering.
But when you depend just on that and not on technique, sometimes you can pay a price. But that sometime will not be tonight against a 1 and 2 opponent.
Digs into the body as Coles almost goes between the 2nd and 3rd rope. And a standing 8 count being administered because for this fight, we are using the Georgia rules. So there is a standing 8 count. There is no 3 knockdown rule, but there is a standing 8 count in Georgia.
You see a lot of unbridled ability and pure talent here with the right opponent who's been knocked out before and just took a good body shot. This is probably going to be it.
A paralyzing body shot to the liver is going to end this night. There is no way Walter Coles is getting up from that.
And Dirrell went to the right place. Before he was throwing a lot of punches, but not necessarily effective punches. During that break when he was forced to a neutral corner, he calmed himself down a little bit. He came out, he knew he was still going to have a stationary target, but this time he made better, more effective work of it. He put his hands to the body where he knew he could connect instead of upstairs where a lot of it was going untouched before.
When we met with him yesterday, he made the comment that I have more ability and I bring more into the ring at this stage of my career than Jermaine Taylor or Jeff Lacey ever did. Andre Dirrell now 2-0. You can see Walter Coles, the Virginia native, Started fighting in June 2003. This just his 4th fight. Drops to 1-3. There is Andre Durrell, the bronze medalist from the Olympic Games. You know, his gym in Flint, Michigan was vandalized recently and broken into, so he's been spending time at Joe Bird's gym. Of course, Joe Bird, the father of Chris Bird, is also from Flint, Michigan. Let's take a look at how Andre Durrell earned his 2nd win, Teddy. First, the standing 8 count.
Yeah, well, here you're going to see a lot of punches, a lot of unbridled ability, as I was talking about before. He was letting his hands go, but wasn't being as effective as he would like to be. But then after he got pushed to a neutral corner and the standing out 8 count was given to Coles, he settled down, he went to the right place. He drove his opponent, Coles, back into the ropes, but then he went downstairs. Instead of landing on the arms, he went downstairs to the body. If a person's standing still, he might be blocking to the head, he might be making you miss to the head, but the body is right there. And that was a clean left hook behind the rib cage, behind the elbow. He went to the right place. His opponent was very cooperative, let's be honest, but he went to the right place where before he was not being effective, throwing a lot of punches. This time he was effective. He went to the right place and he got the result he wanted. The 2nd win in his young career.
Well, one of the very best in the business, Ronnie Duncan, is our ring announcer tonight, and he has a very busy night. Let's send it back up to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee George Chip officially calls a halt to this contest at 2 minutes and 16 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by knockout and still undefeated, Andre Durrell.
So you saw the punch stat numbers, 29-2 advantage. Andre Durrell gets the 1st round knockout. He moves to 2-0. Brian Kenny, of course, we will be monitoring his career as it moves on.
No need to whisper. There's a reason to shout. It was their boy from...
Well, yeah, look, there's electrifying hand speed, all-around speed, you know, by Durrell. Manny Stewart joins us right now. Lucia Riker still with us here. And, Manny, I know you've seen a lot of Durrell. You see a lot of him in the gym. Again, you know, another execution that we see here tonight. But what did you think? What you saw tonight?
Well, for a 2nd fight, you can't complain. He did what he was supposed to do. He's building up his record, getting used to fighting without the headgear on, without having the vest on. And he did something that was very good. When his man was covering up and he saw the guy went into a defensive mode, he immediately went to the body. So I was impressed with that.
All right, hand speed, foot speed, what do you see as far as the raw physical tools of this guy?
Well, he has a lot of natural talent, tremendous natural talent. I've been knowing him since he was 12 years old. And he can do things from all angles. In a way, he's a bigger version of our Nassim Hamed. And as he goes along, I think he's going to improve a lot. I think he's going to pick up a lot more punching power. And naturally, once he starts fighting better fighters, he's going to be a little bit more on the defensive mode than he is right now. But he has tremendous natural instincts and reflexes.
What do you think, Lucia? You look at him with some fresh eyes. You see him here tonight. What do you think?
Well, it hurts my heart to see that I've had opponents like that I have to blast through. Just to see the sacrifices that these people make to build another fighter is like very confrontational for me. I see a very talented fighter and yet another mismatch, another fighter that's being built. And hopefully they'll build him fast so we can see where he can really show that he can stand his ground.
There's a level of progression that these guys have to go through, and sometimes, yeah, this is part of it on the way up. How about Andre Ward? Andre Ward won an Olympic gold medal in the games over in Athens. Let's take a look at highlights last